Imagine a day in your life. Thousands of images of people and places, miles driven, walked, cycled, all disappearing as the memories fade. But what if you could capture, store and then share your day? Well, now you can. All kinds of wearable devices are emerging with the power to document our entire lives or turn us into cyborgs, depending on your point of view. Wearable technology is the hot trend of the moment, and with the arrival of Google Glass, it appears to have hit a tipping point. I'm wearing 4 other devices, though, which show off something of its capabilities. So this is an activity monitor which sets me a daily target, and I'm not doing too well right now. This does something similar, but also measures how many steps I go up and down each day. This too is an activity monitor, but it also looks at my sleep patterns each night. And this is a camera which takes thousands upon thousands of photographs of everything I do wherever I go. So an awful lot of data about me and my daily activities.
Your pulse, right?
Paul Bogue, a web designer in Dorset, is one of the early adopters. He's a guinea pig in a research project at Goldsmiths University looking at how people may use wearable technology. And he's also part of what's called the quantified self movement, gathering lots of data from his wristband that allows him to record and analyse his life.
Often you kind of go through life in a bit of a stupor, don't you? And kind of go from one thing to the next. And for me, this kind of technology just makes you more aware. You know, it's more aware of what my mood is, more aware of how much I'm moving, more aware of whether I'm sleeping or not.
Paul has suffered from depression in the past and believes that collecting this data about himself is helping him feel better.
In the case of depression, just being able to know that, yes, I am getting out and doing the exercise I'm supposed to be doing, yes, I am getting enough sleep and I've got hard data to prove it, encourages you and keeps you going.
Paul is only collecting a fraction of the data about himself that will soon be available as these technologies advance. So what could a fully tooled up quantified selfer look like? Smart textiles will capture biometrics like heart rate and blood pressure. Headbands will keep tabs on our concentration and stress levels. Smart watches will log our every movement, and all of this will be synced with the web. Chris Brower, head of computing at Goldsmiths University, has been looking into the future of wearable technology.
Well, we'll blink to take a photograph of anything that we want. We'll activate video recordings in a similar kind of a way. So in our family life, we'll have this archival system that will be real time and of virtually infinite capacity. If you yourself want to join other people who are sharing in your activities, playing football, whatever it is, you'll immediately be able to identify where that's located and join in those activities. I think it's the concept of a smart city and then us augmenting. It's not a cyborg, it's a human cloud.
It's not just individuals who are seeing the potential. Some companies believe wearable tech has the power to make employees better. One such firm is Aperio, a software business which is issuing its staff with wearable tech that tracks their activity, mood, food and sleep patterns on a voluntary basis.
This is Chris.
Laurie Williams, who runs this American firm's European operation, says wearable tech has been taken up enthusiastically by her team, with over half now participating.
Also can take a look and see when he slept. And we've had about 100 employees that have lost a stone or more in the last several months. Last month alone, we collectively walked about 17,000 kilometers. I mean, these are all things that make us feel better together and make us better, not just employees, but I think better people. And you know, one of the interesting things for us in the US, we've actually been able to use the fact that we've got this program to negotiate a $20,000 decrease in our insurance bill in the States.
Wearable tech is potentially big business. Google Glass has sparked huge interest long before it's available to consumers. Other products, from the Pebble Watch to the Autographer wearable camera, have had investors and enthusiasts queuing up to get involved.
And then do you sync it?
On a Shoreditch rooftop, I met one of the investors hoping to surf the wearable wave. Eileen Burbidge has put money into the Momoto wearable camera and believes the UK is well placed to prosper in this field.
The target and addressable market is even greater than that of the general internet or that of PCs, laptops, tablets, and even phones. And then of course the UK has a pedigree of being very strong in hardware, in semiconductors, in devices, in design, in technology, and then of course now software as well. And I think it's the marriage of all of those facets that are going to make this sector, or this sort of next phase of computing, which is now wearable and accessible for everywhere, more important, and then therefore more interesting for the UK too.
But while some embrace wearable technologies as a means to empower the individual, others see them as tools for corporate surveillance. Google Glass has already sent privacy campaigners around the world to the barricades. One Australian senator said it would end privacy as we know it.
Welcome to the machine!
The nightmare scenario is the data's in the cloud, it's out of people's control. Even if you want to delete it, the companies say they own it, you don't. And then technology like facial recognition can be used to mine that data. So you're walking down the street, someone walks past you, they take a picture of you with their device, get home and say, show me everywhere else that a picture's been uploaded of this person has been taken. And very quickly someone else can build up an incredibly detailed picture of your life without you ever knowing about it.
Let's see how long I slept for. 5 hours and 13 minutes, and quite a lot of that was actually light sleep. Now, what all of these devices have in common is that they're collecting a vast amount of data, whether it's my movements, where I've been, how much energy I've expended, or the thousands of pictures being collected by this. A lot of that data is going to end up in the cloud, and then the question is, who's going to have access to all of it, and what exactly might they do with it? The answer will often be giant multinational companies, but fortunately they have very detailed privacy policies and will seek our consent before they share our data. So that's all fine, isn't it?
Essentially, these companies are just saying, trust us. Trust us with your data in an unencrypted way, having signed a policy that allows us to share it with selected third parties. So without any either technical means like encryption or legal restrictions, it's very hard to trust companies with this kind of intimate data.
As we document and share more of what we do, who we meet, what we eat and buy, we'll create a rich pool of data for ourselves, but also for our employers and the companies trying to sell to us. The debate about the etiquette and ethics of wearable technology has only just begun.